Hello everyone, welcome back to Total Football Talk, and we are going to look at all the latest news coming and surrounding Manchester United because there is tons. As always, we will get our teeth into plenty. We'll look at this new Argentinian wonder kid that's being talked about from River Plate. What's he got to do with Manchester United? We'll look at discussions going on with Ederson because there was tons of news coming out about that. I'd love to get your thoughts in on Ederson. Garnacho leaving in the summer, a little bit on that, a bit on Antoine Semenyo and Tyler Dibling. A new goalkeeper is in the mix, and a little bit on Philip Mateta from Crystal Palace, and a couple of other little bits in there too. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining me. I'm Keith, the host of this little channel. If you're enjoying the content, if you could hit the subscribe button, bottom right hand corner of the screen, that'd be amazing. If you could tap the old thumbs up / like button, that would massively help me out. Love to hear your comments. Thank you for everyone who's comments. It's been absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed getting back to even the rival fans. Keep it coming. I'm enjoying it. And yeah, this is just a 10-minute roundup of all the latest news, and I'm going to jump straight into it. And Manchester United are being linked with a wonder kid from Argentina called Franco Mastantuono. Apologies, awful pronunciation. He's got 118, so his kid's only 17. Now, what I've done is seen a few YouTube videos, so I am not going to say he's this, that, or he's the next Messi. I mean, people are already saying that, but he reminds me more of, I don't really know, like a leggy left winger. He is skillful, good in the ball, he's got a good shot on him, he can play with his right foot, but he's predominantly lefted, predominantly on the left. He looks like he's a box of tricks, and yeah, he's playing for River Plate. He's, you know, this is his second season, he's scored a few goals. He's got a couple of assists. They're not, the statistics for him are not amazing. But when you look at the kid, potential, yes, definitely. Will he go on to be something special? I have no idea. We don't know with kids at this age kind of breaking through. But he is playing in River Plate's team. I did read a little bit where the manager isn't playing him all the time, even though the kid wants to play all the time. Trying to manage his minutes, trying to integrate him into the team, trying to get him used to playing men's football. But so far, he's done very well. Now, I don't know how we would go about hitting that release clause. Maybe we will have had players off the books, we'll have wages off the books, and maybe we will be able to trigger this release clause. But apparently Barcelona, Real Madrid, and a ton of other European teams are looking at him as well. So it's one to keep an eye on. The kid does look like he has something about him. He is very skillful, and yeah, he could bring a lot to Manchester United and, you know, the Premier League. But yeah, that's your news on that one. This is the news coming up. So Ederson is someone from Atalanta. We've good links with Atalanta because we've obviously bought Rasmus Højlund. We bought Ama Diallo from Atalanta, so the links are quite strong. We've always done quite well with you know, Ederson, or with, you know, doing deals with the Italian club. But Manchester United and you know, have been linked with Ederson in the past, and we're being linked with him again. And I know the United Stand did a very good video on this. Beth, I think, was doing a video this morning on this, and I've seen him as a ball carrying player, but when you look at his stats as Beth read them out, they're actually quite different. Stats are not, they're not as high as you think as a ball playing midfielder. He's more of a, his progressive, his progressive passing is much higher than his ball carrying. So that was an interesting one for me because I thought he was a bit more of a ball carrier, so I may need to watch more of him to see whether he would fit the Manchester United system, because I thought he would be a perfect midfielder to sit in alongside Ugarte, but I could be wrong on this. I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you think Ederson would be an addition to this squad, or do you think that we could potentially be wasting money on a player who might be a very good player but might not help us move kind of the needle forward and help us, you know, push us towards back in the top six, because I don't think we're going to get top four anytime soon. But yeah, he's a, you know, his statistics are very, very interesting. But for me, before I'd heard about what the statistics for the ball carrying, I've seen enough of him in the Champions League games to think that he would be a brilliant addition to Manchester United. And for me, I'd love to see him come in. Him alongside Ugarte in that midfield would be excellent. And that would kind of free up Bruno then to go back into the 10 role, and then Bruno would also still be able to come back and play in the 8 role. I think that's maybe where Bruno's going to end up playing, because you can't play every game. And as we've just found out from the press conference, Dalot is now injured for the game at the weekend. Actually, Dalot could be out for the season. That leaves us with a massive problem. You know, so we'll just have to see what happens with that. But, you know, that's the news on, and this is where it was coming from. So Manchester United discussed Ederson as a potential midfield option during the meeting between both the board and Amran United have been in contact with the players' camp for months now to express their interest. So obviously, the same players are coming up: Delap, Cunha, and I said Ederson has been someone who's been there in the background before, and we do have good relationships with Atalanta. So let's see where this one goes and see if this one has any legs. Now, some other interesting news was David Ornstein on Garnacho leaving in the summer. Yes, we do understand there might be a high possibility if proposals are deemed suitable by Manchester United and Garnacho himself. There's been so much talk about Garnacho leaving. I actually think it's one of two things. We want to sell him because we need the money to pay off some of the debt and maybe bring players in. Or Ruben Amorim, he doesn't fit the system. Once we get a lot of players back, we say we have Xerxes back in the 10. Say we have Mount back in the 10. We have Bruno as a 10. And we bring Cunha in as a 10. And you've also got Ahmad, who will become injury, who's also another 10. Where does Garnacho sit on that pecking order? I think he probably sits on the bench, really. That's probably where he will go. Now, I think if we sell him on, we have to put a release clause in there, or a sell-on clause, not release clause, a sell-on clause, because I think this kid still has a lot of potential, and I think he's going to get better wherever he goes. And I think we could have another potential Alanga on our hands, because I think there is something in this kid, and I think he could do very, very well, as long as he keeps his head in the game and he doesn't go off the tracks completely. But yeah, and I've got a feeling that we probably will sell Garnacho in the summer. I think he will go. As I said, if he doesn't quite suit Ruben Amorim's system, and Ruben Amorim thinks I can't make him work, then fair enough, I'll back the manager. I think this could be a potential mistake, but only time will tell. So that's your news on that. And this was other news that was coming out was Antonio Semenyo and Tyler Dibling are among the alternatives to Matthias Cunha. United are focusing on him and hoping to get a quick deal. The player wants to come. So obviously Manchester United are having to go with that. They're their backups. Dibling and Semenyo are the backups too. If Cunha doesn't sign for whatever reason, it does look like Cunha's coming close. Fabrizio Romano was talking about it recently on his podcast, talking about it. Here we go. It's just around the corner. Could be any day. Once we get that, then we know there's a very highly likely chance that he will sign for Manchester United, and that would be absolutely fascinating and brilliant if he does, because I'd love to see him come. Now, moving on to the goalkeeping situation. Apparently, Brighton's goalkeeper Carl Rushworth, 23, is amongst the options being explored by Manchester United. Tom Heaton and Altay Bayindir are expected to leave Manchester United in the summer. At Brighton value sort of Rushworth in around kind of 5 million, and he's expected to push for the move. Now, what it does seem is it seems that Manchester United are pushing for a second goalkeeper rather than a first goalkeeper. It does seem that we are looking at a goalkeeper that will come in but won't take Onana's place, but will maybe push Onana on. And we're coming back to the Espanyol goalkeeper here, because so obviously there is news about goalkeepers, but unfortunately it's not about Onana leaving. Manchester United have contacted Joan Garcia entourage to make him an offer. He has a £25 million release, €25 million release clause, which will rise to 30 million for the last 15 days of the window. So 25 million is probably about 21 million in total. I think, again, because it's towards the end of the window, if we manage to get players off the books, Ederson, Rashford, Lindelof, Evans, 2 goalkeepers in Bayindir and Tom Heaton, I think the wages might be enough. I'm doing this now and I'm saying, if we do this and do this and do this and do this, and Jesus, I could be talking absolute nonsense. I don't know whether that's the case or not. We love to speculate as fans, but I don't know whether it's all good, bad, or whatever. I mean, I just hope a goalkeeper comes in and challenges Onana, because I think Onana's been weak, been poor, and I don't think he's the goalkeeper that we need. Vitek will also be coming back from his loan period. I think Vitek's a very good goalkeeper. Maybe when Ruben sees him, maybe he'll allow Vitek to be maybe the second or third goalkeeper, and maybe he can help push Onana towards the exit door. But it doesn't look like Onana's going, but it does look like we will be bringing in another goalkeeper. So yeah, and let's hope that whoever they bring in can push Onana to his limit. Now, this was also breaking, and it was Manchester United have made initial contacts with Jean-Philippe Mateta. I think Manchester United is doing this in case, if they are doing this, and this news is coming out from Call Offside, I think we're only doing this because we are slightly concerned about Delap and his so-called want for European football. And Delap has said he's not going to make a decision until after the under-21 championship with England. And then, he'll make a decision before he goes on that trip. Apologies. And I just think Manchester United are covering bases by saying, right, if Delap for whatever reason falls through, because I think he will sign, I think he will be our new number 9 striker, which I will back him, but I am going to find it difficult to understand why we haven't gone with a bit more experience. Mateta is someone with a bit more experience, and I think we're just covering our backs just in case Delap doesn't fall through, or Delap falls through, because we will still need someone, and maybe Mateta is there in the wings. And I think that is all the news as far as I have it as of today. That's it, guys. That's your 10 minutes. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm Keith. This is Total Football Talk. And if you're enjoying the content, please hit the old subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who's been commenting so far. It's been absolutely amazing getting back to you guys. As I said, rivals, love it. Keep it coming. And thank you very much. And we shall see you on the next one.